Hey, hey. All right. So, Ophiuchus, welcome back, guys. So, Ophiuchus, first off, happy year of the fire horse. So, we shifted over to the year of the fire horse out of year of the snake on the 17th. So, we're just 2 days in to this new energy flow. And forgive me, I was trying to get all 13 zodiacs done yesterday. I could only get 8. I kind of ran out of lungs and ran out of energy. So, I had 5 of you to wrap up with today, and you guys were among them. So, forgive me for keeping you guys waiting, but thank you for being here and happy year of the horse. This could be a great year, excuse me, a great year of exciting energy, movement forward, rapid, more creative thoughts. Possibly won't be dealing with so many of past energies like from Year of the Snake, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We have a Knight of Swords. Okay, so we definitely have like a shift of faster moving thoughts, words. We could have somebody showing up in Ophiuchus's world very swiftly. We have an Eight of Wands, so again, more rapid moving energy. We have the Hanged Man, and we have the Nine of Swords. This kind of says the big ticket item of the year for the year of the fire horse is that a lot of things are going to come fast. People, conversations, opportunities, those things are going to come flooding in, and it's probably going to be a year of some, surprises and opportunities to like, oh crap, I got to think on my feet. Do I say yes to this person or do I schedule them later on in the week? Is this an opportunity I need to jump on right now? Or can I afford to say I can't right now, but I can do it later? It's going to be a little bit touch and go this year because we always kind of like to have more time to think about things, but this may be a year where our character either has to create time to think about things and get good at saying, if a bunch of people are going to ask us a ton of questions, it might be good to say, let me get back to that on you. I'll have to check on a couple things first. And really what we're doing is buying ourselves time to consider things from all viewpoints. But also it could be that in particular, I think sometimes Ophiuchus could be faced with people who suddenly now want things on their terms, and they could have been a procrastinator in the past. And Ophiuchus is going to have to ask themselves, okay, hang on, does this person cause me grief and stress? Are they somebody who is selfish, or were they somebody who, the time wasn't right for them, but it is now? If I still want this, should I say no to like punish them, but also punish me? Let me make sure that I never make a decision that is going to be like something that would cause me more grief. This is going to be tough to navigate. You got to know when your answer is no, or when your answer is, I'd like to, but I can't yet. It just feels like it's going to be a year of a lot of things. Excuse me again. Sorry, guys, my asthma's up again. There's just so much to have to consider quickly and think on their feet. And, if it could be a little tough for Ophiuchus, but the biggest thing is Ophiuchus has every right to slow energy down. They also have every right to cancel on one thing if they want to go in a different direction. This just says when opportunities start flooding in, sometimes we don't realize it, but we have to shift energy out of, this category to that. So then we can do this other thing instead. And that's Ophiuchus's prerogative. So this year is about managing what we want, when we want it, not feeling bad if we have to cancel here in order to say yes to something else, but also how to either say, no, I don't want somebody back it's always on their terms, or to say, I do still want this, but it was really stressful, so I need to take this slow if I'm rebuilding with somebody who's showing back up in my life. That's just going to be a lot of moving parts, is what it says. But let's just ask, what is the most governing guidance on this? How about if we say it that way? The Eight of Wands and the Seven of Cups. Remember, this is your chessboard of life. And also, Ophiuchus has a brilliant brain. I always look at this as the neuron card. Eight of Wands is like, Ophiuchus, you just have to answer, what would you like your outcome to be? Not all things are, super streamlined. Sometimes, we get a job opportunity and it's like, well, I want to go to this interview because I want to meet that person, and see if this job would work because I have this bigger goal. I'd like to learn this and work under this person, but then I really want to, grow in this other direction. Let me see if I can, arrange my zigzag pattern of what I'm trying to get to. But it does say the governing energy on this for this year is sorry guys, if Ophiuchus is able to always think out their strategy on one hand, always from the position of what is the outcome that I'd like to see happen. If they start at the end of what they want and then they work backwards and say, okay, so now do I think that this opportunity that's showing up is something that's going to help me get to that end point? And if the answer is no, then maybe I can pass on it. If the end goal with a relationship is I'd love to be happy with someone, but let me now backtrack and say, if this person is trying to suddenly show up in my life and they already caused me a ton of grief because I know they're a master procrastinator, if I have enough experience with them to say, honestly, I have a lot of stressful emotions even hearing from them again, then maybe I don't want to let them back in. However this is going to work for Ophiuchus, it just says they get to think of it like a chess game and say, what is the outcome that I want? And then work backwards from there to say, now, do I say yes or no to these opportunities that are coming in? Will they help me get to my end goal? Okay, in the middle of this, I actually want to take a look at a card that I pulled for everybody so far, so I don't want to cheat Ophiuchus out. But any message, like a gemstone or anything that would be perhaps of interest during this year, the fire horse, and we have the pearl. Intuition is seeing with the soul, and it just kind of feels like we could also talk about pearls of wisdom. Sorry, this feels pretty amazing. It feels like Ophiuchus is going to be able to, well, just what we were saying, think not just with their mind though, but also with their intuition. And maybe we could say this is the third eye instead of a neuron. But it does say Ophiuchus is going to have to make really great decisions this year. And this is a reassuring thing where they may be wanting to wear pearls or drawn to pearlescent things. And it could be the metaphor for Ophiuchus paying close attention to, what they really want, how they want to get there. So kind of an awesome energy on this as well. Okay, can I take a look at relationship for Ophiuchus in this year? We have a Queen of Cups. We have the Justice card. We have the Six of Cups. We have the Knight of Swords again. So this, again, we've already talked about choices this year, right? And it says in the realm of love, someone that Ophiuchus loved very, very much, but admittedly was either not present or they hid some stuff because we can't see their face here. They could have been a Libra. They may be wishing to return. And this could be somebody who suddenly wants to leap right back in and pick up where they left off. This could have been somebody who all but ghosted. They could have been like, I'm not ready for a relationship, got to go do work stuff instead. But now they want to come back in and be like, okay, I'm ready to collaborate. That could be the only way that they can make things right, is by suddenly like being present and giving a ton. And maybe that's why they want to move so fast, or they want to quickly get to Ophiuchus, give me all that good loving that you used to. You were so nice to me. That's why I came back, because it was great and I want more of that and I'm ready now. So give it to me now. That's going to be something Ophiuchus is going to have to probably figure out. Is this person here to offer me something, or are they here to tell me, okay, more, give me now? Because I don't see that working very well. We have a Seven of Cups. We have a Seven of Coins. Those sevens, although, certainly sevens are divine messages. We see the thought process and, God, I got to work through this. I got to chew through this idea. Seven of Pentacles, will this work? What kind of seeds have been planted? It's going to take Ophiuchus, I think, more time to figure out if they would want to let this person back in, and even let this person try to sort things out. Can we look at you, character? What are your intentions? Are you coming in to offer something, or are you coming in to take? Okay, so we do have a Two of Cups here. Um, that would say that they very much want this connection because they want to give equally to it, at least at this point. Four of Pentacles, Five of Cups. There is an energy where they know very, very well that they held back. And I mean, they are saying it hurt me too to have to hold back. Like, that wasn't my preferred choice. That isn't what I wanted to do, but that is what I ended up doing. And I know that. We have the Prince of Cups. So as much as we keep seeing them wanting to kind of rush things forward, it does say that whatever peeled them away from Ophiuchus in the past, they missed Ophiuchus during that time also. And the reason they want to move forward and with a certain amount of like speed is because they'd love to reestablish the loving bond. Yes, that is one of the things that they have missed so much, but they, I think, want to keep like moving forward as fast as they can. The only thing is you keep coming up as a knight. Are you more than a knight? Are you long term? I mean, you can love somebody and really be ready to offer a ton. In your mind, it's a ton, but if you're still a knight and you're not, a more mature individual, I don't know. Hangman to the Fool. They want to give everything that they didn't give before. They want to go all in. Now, that still does not mean that they're super, super mature. A knight who goes all in could be like, let's put it this way. Let's go with somebody who's like a teenager mentality. When we're like teenagers, our idea of like dating might be, you go to like a fast food joint together and you each pay for your own stuff because you just have your little allowance and your teens. Like teenagers dating is a whole different scenario. They're not adults. Their relationships and what they're, the amount of time you're going to spend with somebody, like it's not a whole lot because you're teenagers. You live under your parents' roofs. You don't drive yet. If you're 15, I mean, I guess you could get your learner's permit, but still, you're not an adult, right? It's a whole different ball game when you're a grown up. Once you get 18 and you don't live at home anymore, and you're paying your own bills, making your own money, driving your own car, obviously it's a whole different ball game. And then even further, when you get into your 40s, your 50s, you've lived a chunk of life now and your maturity level has increased and improved even more. All those things, the way you would date would be very different. Now, maybe you have 40s and 50s. It's like, oh, like, let's take a weekend trip and, heck, we'll go on a 3-day cruise together. I'll pay for it. Like things change as we move up in monetary brackets, maturity brackets, those types of things shift. Well, that happens, we assume, because of the progression of age and life experience. But sometimes we still get people that could be 40s and 50s, but the mentality is still, a teenage mentality. So I don't want to sell this like they're all in. So now we know it's going to work and it's going to be perfect and satisfying, because what if there is an immaturity in their mindset? I mean, obviously, all of these fictional stories are always about grown up people, right? Adults. But that doesn't mean every adult is super mature. The mentality could still be like, let's run over to some fast food. You pay your half, I pay my half. And they're like, oh, this is me going all in. The only reason I'm harping on this is because we see Ophiuchus really not sure. We see their behavior of the past as having withdrawn. We see them saying they want this amazing Two of Cups, and they know Ophiuchus is a Queen of Cups, but I've only seen them show up as a knight. And when I asked directly, are you a knight or are you something more? They said, sometimes I hold back, but now I'm all in. That still doesn't give me the right confidence to say, oh yeah, this person, I do think that they love Ophiuchus. I really think that they do. I think they want to match Ophiuchus, but their past track record wasn't great and their current track record is unknown. So I'm just throwing it out there because, again, this fits with the overall messaging, which is Ophiuchus is going to have to use wisdom. They're going to have to look at things carefully. They're going to have to remember, this is my chessboard of life. I have to get the life that I actually want. And if somebody stressed me out a ton because of the way they were before, now they're showing back up suddenly out of the blue and they want to jump back into everything I used to give to them. I don't know what they've ever given me, so I don't know that I really want to welcome them back in. I think that's all super fair. And we don't have proof that they are a matured individual. We only see them knowing that they have excellent taste in knowing that Ophiuchus is fantastic and they really want Ophiuchus. I give them 10 points for that. That's great. But I can't say that I think that this person is, like showing all these signs of maturity because we don't have enough data. So Ophiuchus is probably going to have to just either take this at a pace that they're comfortable with, or say no thank you altogether. Universe, is there anything else on this topic of love? Sorry that got so long. We have a 2 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. The universe just gently says, Ophiuchus, always weigh, is somebody bringing more value to your life? Because your single life is amazing. Are they adding value into it, or does it feel like you have to caretake for someone when they show up in your world? And I think if Ophiuchus is using that as the measurement, like, hang on, how complementary is their energy? What do they add to the mixture? Or are they here so that I can attend to their needs? That might help Ophiuchus be like, oh, hell no, I'd prefer to stay single. In fact, honestly, the year of the fire horse, Ophiuchus could wind up fully embracing like a very, like, they could date all year and have a wonderful time, but mostly stay single. They could explore, different relationships, but say, what I'm really looking for is somebody that really compliments me. And that may not be this person that's returning. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm just saying there's a lot to think about with this one, which, you know what? If we are in the year of the fire horse, it is a year of exploration. It is a year to move forward. It is a year to think about things and have an active mind and be discerning. So I don't think any of this is negative. All right, I'm going to leave this here, you guys. I'm going to start coughing again. So I'm so sorry. I'm going to go take a rest for my lungs. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging with me. Take care. Bye.